lifting for a little bit of time. Maybe you have your own routine. Maybe you're actually like going to the gym consistently, whatever it is. There gets to this certain point whenever you're lifting weights and you're probably doing bench press where there's this magic number that you guys always hear, and that's the number 225 on the bench press. Now you're going to be thinking about it all the time. You're going to go through this period where that's all you can think about is just benching 225, and because it's like this ultimate measure of strength in like the fitness community. I will tell you guys, as somebody who has benched 225, how I got there, how long it took me, and what I would tell myself before to actually be able to hit that number quicker. So first of all, if you don't know who I am, my name is Sam. On this channel, I talk all about fitness, philosophy, and self-improvement as a whole to help out young men. If this inspires you at all, then feel free to subscribe to actually join our movement. So let me take you back. So maybe about 2 years ago from now is whenever I first started like lifting weights and stuff. I literally started using the 10 pound, like the 10 pound dumbbells that are sitting on my shelf right now. I literally start doing like this, like these little movements. Like I was so weak and like I was fat and I wasn't really focused on lifting weights. But then later on, over the summertime, that's when I actually started to make the routine of going to the gym. And I'll tell you guys is that I'm not ashamed to tell you. At first, I wasn't even able to do the bar. Even though I was like 200 pounds, I was not able to do the bar. Then eventually, I start working out more. Then eventually, I understand that I'm a little stronger than this. It's just I was not pushing myself. Eventually, I finally get to the 25. Then I finally get to one plate. Then I finally get to this point where I was able to bench 150 for a few reps. Like I think I was able to bench 150 for 4 or 5 reps. And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm actually getting kind of strong." And I was lifting that for a little while. And but the thing is that I went through this period. I went to this massive plateau where my weight in the bench press did not go up whatsoever. And I'm telling you, it was like this for a good 7, 8 months of my bench not going up. Me literally going to the gym, doing the same amount of weights, doing the same thing because I wasn't growing any stronger. Then actually, the thing that actually got me out of this plateau was one, I started to actually, I'll tell you guys this, I actually started to push myself a lot harder. I think this should be something that I have to tell you guys right now is that if you're not going to the gym and you're not actually pushing yourself, you're not actually forcing the muscles to grow, then forget about doing this shit, man. You need to actually go in there. You need to push yourself. It's going to feel uncomfortable at times, but let me tell you, it's so worth it. Bro, you need to push yourself. You need to force that muscle, to stimulate the muscle to grow. That's the first thing I'll tell you guys. The thing I'll tell you guys is, and I'm starting to think about it more, is the funny thing is that whenever my bench press started to go up, it wasn't for me simply doing more bench press. It was me doing more movements in general for my chest. I started to kind of switch a little more over the past, I'd say the past 4 or 5 months is whenever I started to kind of switch up my routine like significantly. In fact, I'd say even up to 6 months is whenever I started to change my routine. I started to do a lot more weighted calisthenics. I'm not saying you have to do weighted calisthenics, but that's personally what I did. I did weighted dips. I did weighted pull-ups. I started doing these weighted calisthenic movements, and then I also started to do a lot more of dumbbell press. I started to do a lot more dumbbell press. I started to just go to the gym and train for I train with different varieties instead of just going to gym hitting bench press. Like that's the only my only chest movement. I'll tell you guys this is that, a lot of the times, the reason why you cannot bench a higher number is not that you're not strong enough, but rather one of your body parts is not as strong as the other ones. Like for instance, my chest, I knew for a fact my chest was the thing holding me back. It wasn't my arms, it wasn't my shoulders, it was my chest. So I started to do more chest movements. That's why I started to do more dips. That's why I started to do more dumbbell press. I started implementing these movements actually make my chest stronger so I could actually go and bench 225. This is really important, guys. Like obviously, like I said, you don't need to do weighted calisthenics. You don't need to. I'll tell you guys all the time that they're amazing. I love them, but I'm not telling you guys you have to. This is my recommendation. Do more movements for your weak muscles. Your weak muscles will hold us back. Think of it like a chain. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Because let's think about it. You can have a chain, all the links are extremely strong, but if one of them is weak, then it's going to break, is it not? The same thing goes when it comes to your muscles. You need to actually train the muscles so that they're all adequately strong enough to be able to do a movement, which in this case is the bench press, the 225. before I tell you guys like the big final tip, obviously I want to tell you guys like the non-negotiables, like the obvious ones, is obviously get enough sleep, get enough protein in. Actually have something, actually like have like something you're eating before the gym, something that's actually going to fuel your workouts. Like those are the basic things. I don't really think I have to tell you guys those things. I'll tell you guys this. It took me 2 years to bench 225. And you'll see all these people online where they bench 225 in like 6 months, or they bench it in a year or whatever. I'll tell you guys is that the moment that I stopped caring so much about benching 225 and started just enjoying the things I love doing, like I love to go to the gym and do weighted calisthenics. I love to go boxing. I love to go on runs. It was whenever I stopped associating myself completely with lifting weights and with bodybuilding and just started doing whatever the hell I like doing. Is that's whenever I actually hit 225. I'm not even joking, you guys. The week that I hit 225, my workouts consisted of boxing, running, wrestling, and then like two like weightlifting sessions. That week was that's what it was because I work out almost every single day. It's just I do different movements. So I'll tell you guys this. This is what personally worked for me. Is I stopped caring about it that much. Like obviously I still cared about it and I got kind of emotional when I did, but it was the idea that I don't really need to. It was the idea that I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna try it. I stopped having this like obsessive feeling towards benching 225 because I used to bench like 3 times a week and I didn't get anywhere with it. But it was funny whenever I started benching 1 to 2 times a week. That's whenever I got there. You need to build a different mentality if you want to actually bench something. If you want to get the things you want, you have to build this different mentality where you know what, if it comes, it comes. That's cool. But I'm just gonna do what I love doing. And obviously, this isn't going to go for everything in life. This isn't going to go for all the movements. Obviously, if you want to bench 405, you're going to have to fucking bench all the time. But I'll tell you guys this is that bench, I don't really feel like is a great way of showing your strength. I mean, because here's the thing, guys, is that that you could be a 300-pound dude who benches 225. I mean, like the heavier you weigh, the more you're going to be able to bench. Like, let's just get that clear, guys. The heavier you weigh, the more you're going to be able to bench. So if you really are certain that you want to bench 225, then just put on more weight, bro. I promise you, you're going to be able to bench 225. Now, me, I weigh 170 and I bench 225, that's pretty damn good. I'll tell you, like I said, I'll tell you guys this. It's wonderful benching 225 because it opens up the door for so many things. But what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to get mad if you're watching other people who get it faster than you do, and then all of a sudden you want to give up and you feel like you're inadequate for it. There's a lot of things that's going into it. And simply, if you want to bench it as much as you want to, as much as you say you do now, then you need to put the work in, bro. You need to go in there. You need to go push yourself. You need to go put on more weight to actually bench 225. If this is something that you're passionate about, I'm not going to stop you. I want you to hit your goals. Stay focused, brother. That for you boys.